This is the video for section 9.3, rotations. And what you're going to do is take it over here and fold it here. This foldable is very repetitive, so only what we're going to do is the front side. We're going to start with the rotation of 90 degrees. About the origin, and there's a rule for this transformation. It's negative yx. What does that mean? That means that you're going to take the point 3, 2, for example, and then the transformation is called a prime. And you're going to change the order of your x and your y and change the sign of your new x. So it's 2, and then it'll be negative 3. So again, for B prime, that means the first transformation is that you're going to switch order. So your y value is now your x, but you have to change the sign. And then the x is going to become your y value, and you leave it alone. Let's go ahead and plot the points. You had the original point 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and this was A. And A prime is negative 2. 1, 2, I'm sorry, negative 2, yeah, 1, 2, positive 3, 1, 2, 3. I want you to notice right here, if I were to rotate this 90 degrees, so if you focus on just the x-axis right here, and you look at A, it's now on negative 2, 3, just as we plotted. So we could do the same thing for B, negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1 for the original B, making B prime negative 1, negative 4, 1, 2, 3, and that's B prime. Okay, so I want you to focus just on the B, and then this point right here, and I'm going to go 90 degrees that way. Let's see the order pair now for this one, negative 2, negative 1, negative 4. So see, we don't have to rotate it, just the rule is enough to tell us where the picture is. So the rule for the rotation of 180 degrees about the origin just means that you're rotating from that center of that graph is negative x, negative y, which means you leave the order the same, but you're going to change the sign of both points. So A prime would be negative 3, so it's in the same place, you just change the sign, and negative 2. For B prime, you're going to leave it in the same place, so this is 4, and it's now going to become positive because you're changing the sign. The 1, you leave it in the same place, but you change the sign and make it negative. And then this would look like I moved it to 90 degrees or 180 degrees. Then 270, what that is, if you focus on this one right here. So 1, if I make it look like it's going to the top, it's 90. If I make it to the other side, it is 180. Then 1 more looks like it went all the way to the bottom of the graph, and that is 270. But the rule is y negative x. What does that mean? You're going to change the order of your x and y value. So A prime would be 2 would go in front, and you leave it as is, and then your new y value, which was your old 3, is now you're going to change the sign. So let's try again. B prime, we're going to change the order, so the old y goes in front, and you leave the value the same, and then you change your x value, and you change the sign, so 4x. 4 for, so you take the x and you change the sign. On your homework, what you're trying to do is make a rotation of 110 degrees. if you don't have a protractor, you can just move it 110 degrees. So you start here and you move the paper 110. What I want you to notice is that this is 0 right here. So 110 goes all 0 right here, all the way over here. Okay, so what does that mean? The easiest way to make this rotation is that if you copy it, and I make it kind of dark from the graph that you're making, and here's that point, and that point's kind of important because you're trying to make it bold enough so you can see. And then here was the 0 degrees. What you want to do is move that so the arrow goes all the way to where you pointed. That's 110 degrees. So your triangle looks like it's somewhere right there, and the lower part is down. So if you go over it again, sometimes that helps with the placement of the triangle because you made an indent in your paper. It should be somewhere like that. So you're going to do something similar with 280, only that if you have a protractor and you're trying to go 280 degrees, it's not going to work. So what I recommend is that you do 360 minus 80, and minus 280 gives you 80. So going 80 degrees would work as well instead of the 280 because the protractor doesn't have 280 degrees. On here, please write the points for P prime, Q prime, and R prime. And I want you to graph both sets, the original and the transformation. And for the last problem, we're looking at a fan. So this is my attempt at drawing this fan. And what it's asking is that how many degrees would this be if I want this fan to now land on here?